how to go from this to this. And will I ever make something like this again? Absolutely not. And here's why. Hey there, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Thomas, and welcome to part 2 of my Things We're Making Thursday Granny Square series. I told you in the previous video about hashtag TWMT, Things We're Making Thursday, and this month I'm going to join. Now, TWMT is a collaboration initiated by Heather from a channel called Strings and Threads. Make sure to check her out. You'll find the link in the description. And it's such a great way to get inspired by other people's work. And each month has its own theme. And for this August, it's all about the Granny Square. We all love them. And in part 1 of this video, I already showed you how to make this beautiful geometric granny squares with the 3 colors. I know, very patriotic, but you can of course choose whatever color you want. And I also gave you a little hint of what I'm going to do with those granny squares by showing you this t-shirt yarn, all in the same colors, and oops. And a 12mm crochet hook. So it's time for the big reveal. If this would be like a magic stick, I would just do like this and then it appears. Unfortunately, it's not that simple. So here was the geometric granny square, and now I already made the giant version in the t-shirt yarn. It looks like this. Of course, there are still the yarn ends, but I'm going to incorporate them while I make the rest of the granny square basket. And I have never done such a huge piece with t-shirt yarn before. So of course, for my basket, for my fabulous granny square basket, I would need 4 more of these and then assemble them all together in a simple way, I promise, because I don't want to spend too much time on assembling the whole thing together. And this also leads me to a very special warning about t-shirt yarn. Now, I know working with t-shirt yarn is very popular. There are so many books and tutorials about them, but just to make sure before you go out and grab yourself a lot of t-shirt yarn to make baskets or home decor or whatever, I definitely have to point out that working with t-shirt yarn can be very, very tricky and very exhausting for the hands, the wrists, and the arms. And also working with a huge crochet hook like this one, the 12mm one, in combination with the t-shirt yarn. Let's just say I was completely frustrated how bad my body reacted to working with this. So you definitely want to make sure to do it as slow as you can, as relaxed as you can. Try to relax those elbows and shoulders as much as possible, because otherwise you would end up like me, being at home with all the nice crochet stuff that I want to do and not being able to crochet anymore. That's right. My hands, especially, interestingly, not my working hand because I'm left-handed, but my other hand hurt so much. I definitely couldn't do anything for a few days and had to rest. So take this into consideration if you want to work with t-shirt yarn. Try it out on a small piece. Make lots of breaks in between. Don't crochet too much with it at once, because you might severely hurt your body and your hands. And without our hands, I mean, I could try to teach myself crocheting with my feet, but so what I did, I went to Amazon and bought myself those kind of arthritis gloves. Yes, I'm quite old, so I might need those to prevent myself from damaging my hands and wrists. And these help quite a bit to balance out the tension that you have when you work with t-shirt yarn. but of course I would still not overdo it, even though they look nice. I mean, I love the color, but this is a solution, but definitely make sure to just rest and just keep it slow and steady. And that's also the reason why I won't show you how I make each of those granny squares. I will just do them one after the other. And once I'm done, I will show you how to assemble the pieces into a beautiful granny square basket. And if in the meantime I feel like I have to show you something, I will. If you want to do the granny square, you find it in the previous video, of course. Or now let's just start by giving you 1 minute of ASMR crochet. Some impressions of how I make the 5 big geometric granny squares in the t-shirt yarn, suffering through all the pain. But at least I have my gloves on. So I'm back on this project, and there's some good news and some bad news, unfortunately. The good news is, besides finally getting my hair cut, I managed to make 5 of those gigantic granny squares. It took me, I don't know, 4 days or something like that. And yes, it was exhausting, as I mentioned before. So really be careful when you work with t-shirt yarn. And now to the bad news. So here's 1, here's 2, here's 3. And while I was almost at the end of granny square number 4, I ran out of red, so I had to go to my box and see if I would have something similar, which I didn't. So I just put some dark purple instead of the red. Well, this happened, and I didn't want to waste time and also money to get new one, because to be honest, I'm so relieved when I run out of this t-shirt yarn. So I have this. I will try to place it in the next step in a way where it doesn't show that much, but so be it. But unfortunately, the bad news didn't stop there. Because the same happened with the blue. Woohoo! So when I couldn't finish the 4th one with the red, I thought well, then let's just make a 1 solid granny square for the bottom. And I thought I would have enough of the blue, but turns out I don't. So it's it's not really all blue. It's, I don't know, a turquoise or whatever. It doesn't look that bad actually on the camera, but anyway, this is going to be the bottom of my basket, so I will just take it as it is and be happy that I have 5 squares. So of course the next step is to connect all the squares together, and this is what we do now. So to connect the granny squares to each other, I'm going to start with the side panels. This is the pattern how I want to have it, always with this colorful stripe going through the design. And I hope you can see everything, because I had to place the phone so high that I can't even look, but I just hope it works. Of course, I have my gloves on, just in case and to be sure, because it still hurts a bit, but we are at the finish line. So let's just go for it. And I will start with a slip knot right here, and then I will put the 2 squares together with the bad side or the inside pointing to each other, basically. And what I will do to connect them is to simply make a single crochet all around, and with that I can also incorporate those yarn ends if I see them. And let's just go. So I have my slip knot here, and first I will start with the corner space. I will put the hook through both of the spaces and pull it through and make a single crochet to start it, and then from there I just go through all of the stitches, always through both of them. Where is it? Here. And like that I can also incorporate the yarn ends if I see them, and this is how I connect the squares all the way through until I have the first panel connected. And when you reach the upper corner, just finish it off and make another slip stitch and pull it through. And here's how the two parts look connected, and I will do this with the 3 remaining sides and then go over to the bottom part to connect it again, and this is where I'll meet you. So now all 4 sides are connected, and now I will connect the bottom part the same way, actually. So here's where I am. All the sides are now connected and the bottom as well. It's hard to hold it, mainly because it's also quite heavy, but this is pretty much how I thought this basket would look like. There's one thing left to do, and this is going to be one final round all around, and then also adding some little hangers right here and there, just so I can later on hold it, but this piece will probably stay somewhere and hold a bunch of yarn and stuff. And I don't know, maybe in the future I will add some metal straps, something to hold it together and so that it keeps its shape. But for now, and for the sake of this project, this is basically how it will look like, and I'll meet you back once I have made the final round of this super exhausting project. And here we go, the granny square basket. I think it was a good idea to add those handles, because like that it definitely keeps its shape a little bit. But once you leave them, it looks like this, like a big old mess. And as I mentioned before, it probably needs some metal lining or something to hold everything together. I mean, this piece here is so heavy. I would say about 10 to 15 pounds at least. And I'm just so happy that I'm done with this granny square basket. And I do hope you like it. And you can also see that you start with a regular granny square and then make it in such a huge format is also an option. But just be careful with the t-shirt yarn. You know what might happen. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed me struggling and making this granny square basket, or bringing this granny square basket to life. And I hope to see you again next time, only at the Totally Fierce Crochet channel. Don't forget to like and to subscribe so you don't miss any of the future videos and future struggles.